If you may know or not know, I create a mini battle royale in Fortnite Creative, and I update it constantly. A few months ago, I made a video touring the entire island, and now that it's updated, I'm gonna make another one to see what's new. We have to start off with Spawn Island. It's now covered in ice, snow. It has a new layout, you know, I think it looks great. You have the glaciers around it and the rivers. Spawn Island in the Edge of Solice is not your typical Spawn Island like the rest that you see in other mini BRs. It's basically right next to the map. I mean, you can walk on Spawn Island during the match, which I think is very unique. Not other Spawn Islands do that. And the snow just looks great with the purple just color scheme of the Spawn Island. Reclaimed Realm has now overgrown with foliage. It's not a burnt area anymore. You know, you can see trees sprouting up. I love the way it looks right now. All around the map you have like these jungle areas, but Reclaimed Realm is it's not like the jungle. It's more open, and I love the feel of it. Just the diversity of the map right now is so much better than it was in the Edge of Solice 1. Obviously, the big game changer in the Edge of Solice 2 is the Icicle wasteland biome. Think of a desert, but literally ice. That's why it's called a Icicle wasteland. That's all you can see. There's no plant life, nothing. It's just ice, and I think it looks great. You know, I had to reinvent the snow biome for the Edge of Solice 2 for the holiday season because I knew so many BRs were going to have a snow biome, so I needed to go big or go home, and changing up a snow biome was very hard to think about, but I think I did an excellent job at coming out with a snow biome that's unique to the Edge of Solice and plays well during gameplay. Now let's move on to the middle POI of the island right now, and it's called Gelid Garden. Obviously right here we used to have the heart. It's a massive tree, massive purple tree in the middle, but it was burnt if you watched the live event. So now it's just a barren skeleton. I mean, at any angle it really looks great. I love how it came out, and I think it's one of the better things I've made in the Edge of Solice 2. Now you can obviously see the main structure of these POIs, these Icicle wasteland locations, is the ice walls. I took huge inspiration from Game of Thrones. You know, up in the north there's the wall, huge ice wall that keeps out these ice zombies, and I really wanted to create something like that in the Edge of Solice, and I think it came out actually so nice. There's these little ice lifts, and during games you can go up the ice lift and go on top of the wall, and there's structures up here that have loot and you can play around with them. I took a lot of feedback from the Edge of Solice 1. It needed more diversity in its terrain height, and I had the idea of ice walls, and I knew it was going to pay off with terrain height, and it did. It looks great. Fights are way, you know, more unique now with these ice walls. Let's move on to the next Icicle wasteland POI, and that is Frosted Fortress. Again, this was a burnt area. This is kind of like a throwaway POI, I feel like. Frosted Fortress is just there. I don't think it's not one of my favorite POIs on the island, but it's definitely a point of interest in my books, and this one's way more open, so I like the feel already. It goes well with what the location's trying to be, and you can also go up this wall, and there's loot up here. And yeah, I love these Icicle wasteland locations. They look phenomenal. I love how I did the snow biome. I took inspiration from X Empire's mini BR. I thought it looked great, so I took inspiration from it. Let's move on to a smaller location. This is called the Jack Shack. One of my siblings actually created this. And in the Edge of Solice 1, it was just 1 by 1 building, but now it's gotten a little bigger, and I think just these little storylines throughout the island is what make the mini BR unique and lively. And you can expect this to grow bigger and bigger and bigger throughout the story of the Edge of Solice, so keep an eye out on the Jack Shack. But now let's move on to the main attraction, what you guys all been waiting for, the Icicle. It's a play on words, so you know you have castle and icicle. I took inspiration from Polar Peak, but I think it's a better Polar Peak in my opinion. I mean, I think it just looks phenomenal. Like the ice spikes, I mean, it just looks phenomenal. I love how it came out. I think this is the standout location. You know, in the Edge of Solice 1, it was the heart, the massive tree, and then this is the location of the Edge of Solice 2, the Icicle. You also have a little ice village beneath the Icicle for loot. And now backing up, we have the newest location, Yule Fest. This was a mushroom island, and I had an idea of what to do for a holiday POI for the Edge of Solice 2, and obviously there isn't Christmas in the Edge of Solice. You know, this is the 7th century. You know, Santa Claus wasn't very prominent back then, so Yule Fest is what the Edge of Solice celebrates. And then you have these houses on top of the mushrooms, themed for Christmas, snow falling down. I mean, I love it. I love the vibes. It's so good. And then off to the side here, you have this little ice rink here. You know, the little bay area has frozen up, and during gameplay, you can actually walk through here, pick this up, and slide around ice skating. It's a great mechanic. It adds something. But yeah, I just love the vibes of this. This is one of my favorite POIs I've ever, you know, created. The vibes of the holidays and this location is just so good. I love it. I love it. There's nothing else I can say, but I love it. And there you guys have it. That is the Edge of Solice 2. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, make sure to like the video. You can also subscribe to the channel. Let's get 2,000 subscribers before the end of the year. You can also use code ECL in the item shop when purchasing anything. Stay creative, and I'll see you guys next time.